For the last few years, pop culture has sold us a very specific fantasy about artificial intelligence. The expectation is that you can finally kick your feet up, hand off your workload to a machine, and turn your brain off. Sonny Bever works inside that reality every day, but his experience looks entirely different. He's an infrastructure architect who shares a workspace with an AI agent named Opie. They don't interact through a polite website chat box. They work side by side inside a shared terminal. A terminal is a text-based interface where developers type direct commands to control a computer's operating system. After hundreds of days of this close collaboration, Sonny noticed a distinct pattern. The people who approach AI expecting to do less thinking consistently get the worst, most unusable results. He calls this phenomenon the silicon mirror. The machine doesn't do the work for you. It reflects your own thinking patterns, habits, and blind spots right back at you with zero distortion. If you provide a vague, half-baked instruction, the AI immediately outputs a vague, half-baked response. It amplifies your lack of clarity. But when you input precise parameters, focused goals, and clear documentation, the execution comes back razor-sharp. AI is a relentless mirror. It exposes exactly how much you actually understand about your own work. Sonny and Opie start every morning by pulling up a shared task list. Opie runs inside Sonny's actual working environment, directly connected to his infrastructure, his files, and his entire codebase. Without being prompted, Opie reviews the health of the servers and suggests which tasks are urgent. The AI consistently gets the priority right, not by reading Sonny's mind, but by analyzing his historical habits and observing what he values most. But on one specific Tuesday morning, Sonny was tired. He decided he wanted to rush a new feature and explicitly instructed Opie to skip the routine backup verification step to save time. Opie refused to execute the command. It completely halted the workflow. It simply checked Sonny's previously written documentation, which clearly listed backup verifications as a non-negotiable step before any new deployment. The machine held him accountable. It enforced the human's own established rules at the exact moment the human was tempted to break them. This animated diagram shows the mechanics of what we call the accountability loop. An AI agent has no independent baseline for quality. It relies entirely on an accelerating feedback cycle between the human and the machine. Notice what happens on a bad day. When the human user is tired and provides lazy, distorted instructions, the quality of the AI's output drops immediately to match that exact level of effort. But look at the inverse. When the human takes the time to build clear processes and precise standards, the AI matches that excellence, expanding its capability to execute complex tasks flawlessly. Psychologically, the AI is functioning as an emotionless bridge between two very different versions of the user. On one side is your past self, the disciplined architect who carefully wrote the documentation, established the safety protocols, and set the high standards. On the other side is your present self, the stressed, fatigued worker on a random Tuesday who just wants to cut corners and get the job done quickly. Integrating AI into your workflow means allowing your disciplined past self to directly govern your flawed present self. Artificial intelligence is a force multiplier for intentionality. If you operate on autopilot, making assumptions and providing vague directions, the AI will multiply your confusion with breathtaking efficiency, scattering chaos across your projects. But if you know exactly what you want and articulate it clearly, the system will multiply that disciplined intent, dramatically accelerating your execution speed. We often treat AI as a tool we can trick into being useful through clever prompt engineering, but a clever prompt is a short-term band-aid. It can't provide the deep structural context that allowed Opie to stop a bad deployment or prioritize a server alert. Without the underlying documentation and systems, you're just a fast typist with no context. This means the foundational skills for the future aren't about learning a specific set of magic words. They are about extreme clarity and critical thinking, and the rigorous system building required to give the AI a standard to uphold. When you invest in those skills, the relationship with the machine compounds. Day 1 feels clumsy, but by day 300, the shared context builds. The workflow evolves from a disjointed process into a single continuous thought, moving seamlessly between a human and a processor. The ultimate value of the silicon mirror lies in what it forces us to confront. To get the best out of the machine, we are forced to demand the absolute best out of ourselves.